Omni Knight as a dual lane is so annoying to deal with. TNC probably going to have to invest a lot of heroes down towards that bottom lane just to have any hope of pushing them out, but that's not to mention the fact that there is a Nature's Prophet in this game as well who could be TPing down to further disrupt the lane and turn it into a full-on try-v-try. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Planet Odd overall here, though TNC, like Nahaz was saying, has been playing very, very well so far this tournament.
And the Winter Wyvern, 2 games in a row, each respective team taking him. I could never have imagined such a scenario, honestly.
I think picked for very different reasons in these 2 games.
True.
In the first game, very much about the control and countering the Sven. And in this game, I think it's very much about the deep push. Planet Odd put their cards on the table really early in terms of the draft, and TNC just decided, all right, we need some deep push. We need to be able to spam and hold on to this game. But as the panel hinted at, I feel like Planet Odd's lineup doesn't even necessarily slack that much when it comes to the late game. So if their push gets slowed down, I feel like they're still going to be reasonably happy with the situation.
They actually take TNC takes 3 of the bounty runes. Clockwork just casually strolled and picked up the top rune. I'm not sure how that happened, but
Planet Odd deciding that they wanted to rotate their lanes.
I
I think Resolution was thinking about starting over on the top side of the map, but in the end they decide that they want the Omni Knight up there instead, and the Nature's Prophet is actually going to be heading down into this lane with Misery. So
and of course we did talk about a lot of the flex picks, as we're calling them now. We have, of course, on the Dragon Knight, but as we're going to see him mid take a bunch of damage from the Arctic Burn of 1437. That's a very good spell against somebody, a hero like Dragon Knight. But Resolution's Nature's Prophet, we talked so much about Moon Meander, and I know not a lot of people have seen. I've seen a ton of scrims with this guy in Nature's Prophet. It's pretty disgusting. A lot of times you even see him mid. Back in the day when he played for Empire, a mid Nature's Prophet wasn't super unheard of either.
Yeah, I think Resolution is going to be really effective on this hero, and
And you've seen Moon Meander's Omni Knight, of course. It's pretty dirty as well.
Yeah. Moon is definitely a pretty solid Omni Knight player. And, I mean, the Furion's been buffed so much. That's why everybody's been talking about it this patch. The treant damage going up. I feel like the Nature's Prophet is actually going to be even more annoying for this TNC safe lane to deal with than perhaps the Omni Knight would have been. So maybe a good call from Odd to make this rotation.
Yeah, for sure. Mid lane, Weehaw trading last hits. Trading right clicks, I should say. But Raven's going to pop the Blade Fury, and Weehaw's in a ton of trouble. First blood going the way of Raven, and I've seen this from Weehaw before.
Yeah, well, we've seen Dragon Knight crushing the 1v1 matchups so far this event and doing very, very nicely. So the answer from TNC is, screw it. We're going to make mid lane a dual lane.
I mean,
why not?
It's a really dirty one, too, though. Kuku, in the meantime, bot lane gets sprouted up. It's going to tango out just fine. Top lane, in the meantime, Clockwork is right-clicked down by the combination of Omni Knight and Pugna, with the 1 level of degen aura being pretty dirty overall. Did the Chinese guys catch that? I don't think so. Queen of Pain died too.
No, Queen of Pain going down at bottom. So lots of action in these lanes.
We have 3 cameras in.
None of us saw it.
It happens, guys.
Yeah. Looks like we got a quick pause.
Yeah, they want to make sure that we catch this next one.
Yeah. So the other nice thing I think about having the Omni Knight go towards the safe lane this game for Planet Odd is it's going to secure his farm, and he's really the heart of the push for his team here. He's bringing all the sustain. They really do want a high level in Repel to be able to protect their Nature's Prophet, protect the Pugna. The DK or the Nature's Prophet not having to buy a BKB this game, I think, is actually going to turn out to be very, very powerful for them.
And Weehaw getting punished in the mid lane right now. Very low. Has to force out yet another salve. Has the bottle now, so we'll be able to pick up some runes and regen a bit.
He's getting pressured, but he's still getting really good CS, and I think that's the thing about the Dragon Knight when people talk about him as a stable mid-hero. Even matchups where he's not doing all that amazingly, he can always spam the Breathe Fire. He's always got the sustain from the Dragon's Blood. Though the one problem that he might run into this game is that Raven has no intention of leaving the mid lane, so it's not going to be very easy for him to take the Tier 1 tower with his Dragon form. Might have to go and rotate to a different lane to accomplish that.
You hear that, Goose?
Yeah, that's Nature's Prophet's taunt.
Oh, that's Nature's Prophet, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's not really a Resolution thing to do. That's more a Weehaw. We sure they're not playing on each other's accounts?
I mean, this is we talked about it. It's a brewing rivalry. Maybe it's not just
if only
not just the captains.
If only Sand King had a taunt, he'd be spamming that left, right, and center.
I'm sure he would be. All right. So Misery just working towards some tranquils at the moment. No big shocks there. The Jug, as the panel hinted at a little bit this game, the Omni Slash might be a little bit difficult to use, but in terms of the pacing of the game, I feel like it matches up reasonably well, and Raven does seem to be getting off to a good start. TNC actually putting Raven in the mid lane in what, 2 out of 3 of the games in this series, so a little bit of a mix-up from them there.
And Resolution still in this, we'll call it an off lane for now, but of course he is the one position Nature's Prophet. What do you think about Pugna's support? I feel like Pugna as a support has just felt so underwhelming because it's such a level-dependent hero.
I think it's just giving them the opportunity to really take towers early. That's most of what they're picking it for here. Misery putting some pressure on. He's got this Arcane Rune, however, so...
Yeah, he will get a double Burrow Strike. Was getting double teamed for a while there, and that'll allow him to get away safely. He is level 3 at the moment, going for those Tranquils, I believe.
Yeah, he pops a ward down, and he sees Tim's actually switching over to head down towards the bottom lane. So Resolution with that a little bit of extra information. He'll play dumb for a second, but now he's just going to run back out of the lane.
Oh, 1437. Oh, the missed Burrow Strike from Misery. That would have resulted in a kill for sure. And he might be kicking himself right now.
Where's my chat wheel audio, Shannon? Where is it?
Seriously, man.
Are their compendium levels high enough? Somebody get this man some compendium levels.
I think I can check, can't I? Let me see. Hold on, I'll check for you.
All right, nice.
All right, I'll do some reconnaissance here.
Okay, so in the meantime, a little bit of...
I don't think it shows in the Perfect World server, so...
Oh, no.
Don't see anything. As Raven's going to get initiated on by Resolution. Nice Sprout blocking him out, and the right clicks will suffice indeed. Or in fact, it's going to be the Breathe Fire getting Weehaw the kill.
Yeah, so, I mean, Wee coming back into this lane pretty nicely off of that kill. He's almost got his level 6. They're going to go and hit this shrine real fast just to regenerate a little bit of mana. Clockwork not going to get hit by the Omni Knight Purification there, so it looks like SamH going to be all right, but it's a level 5 Omni Knight, a level 4 Pugna, and only a level 3 Clockwork. He has been driven out of this lane really heavily every single time he's tried to come up here.
Yeah, and Misery is smoked up at the moment at the top rune area. Might want to pick up that rune at some point, but first they're going to get the casual Clockwork kill with the Purification as well as the Nether Blast. Should be a relatively easy kill. Cog's just going to, well, they're not going to do a whole lot. In fact, they're going to take the bounty
looking for
rune
Weehaw mid here. They're going to land the stun. Nicely played by Tims.
And he should be able to, well, he's going to regen a bit thanks to the level 2 Dragon Blood. We have a TP from Misery. And 1437 is going to cold embrace himself. Weehaw in the meantime should be able to clean up the Winter Wyvern without an issue. Tims in the meantime, absolutely no mana. The Cosmic Finale is coming into play as well. And this is the beauty of Nature's Prophet, just anywhere. You can be anywhere in the map at any time, especially at level 25, basically. I don't know if you know this. It has a 0 cooldown.
What did you say, Shen? Zero.
It was picked up yesterday, and he literally did not use that feature one time.
I've seen people skill it and then still walk places.
It's unacceptable.
It's
unacceptable.
Very confusing.
I don't care if it's 200 units away. You TP for God's sake. All right? Jesus. They're going to use another 4-man shrine.
It's not about the efficiency. It's about sending a message. I can be anywhere.
I completely agree, Basket.
Yeah. Anyway, so Cuckoo just kind of farming the safe lane a little bit at the moment. He's got the level 6, so probably keen to make some kind of a Sonic Wave rotation. But like we've been talking about, this Nature's Prophet, he can be all over the map. They need to be careful about blinking in too aggressively onto anything. And Moon's going to find him in the trees here. Misery waiting.
Oh, Burrow Strike will connect. Blink is not up for another 10 seconds. An attempt to TP out. This actually might be successful, and indeed it is. Very smart play, heads-up play from Cuckoo. But this is just going to transition to a Tier 1 push bot.
Yep, they've already got 3 points up in the Nature's Call, so able to keep the push going. Meanwhile, the spam continues at mid, defending against the Tier 1 push. So it's actually, surprisingly, Weehaw who's ending up defending his tower, whereas I think normally in this lane you would expect it to be the Juggernaut trying to keep the Dragon Knight away from the Tier 1.
Right. Yeah, the Tier 1 bot will be taken out by Resolution, all likely. Although we will have a TP here from 1437. Won't be in time, though. I like the build from, I mean, this is kind of cookie cutter from Resolution, especially the drums, or phase boost into drums, and a lot of times he will go something like an Orchid.
All right, 147 wants to go for this kill. Can he get the Splinter Blast? He can, but not enough damage, and Resolution's going to be A-okay. And knowing that there are 2 heroes bottom, we'll see if Planet Odd can set something up elsewhere on the map, though they are a bit spread out right now. And yeah, going back to the comment about the Nature's Prophet build, I feel like this is super standard, very strong. The little bit of extra mana regen on the drum is fantastic for Prophet. The phase boot's giving him the extra damage. And the drum charge is also really useful for pushing towers.
No, mid lane, Weehaw was getting initiated on, but now it might be turning around as Misery gets a Burrow Strike onto Raven.
He's got the regen.
Omni Slash is up, but oh my god. That was Decrepify into Wrath of Nature just decimating the Juggernaut.
Yeah. I think Saksa was playing for the Breathe Fire finish there, but yeah, the Wrath of Nature coming in at just the right time. And Planet Odd, they hadn't done any damage to this Tier 1 tower before this DK ultimate was popped, but this is going to be going down insanely quickly, and TNC maybe no time to respond. No hook on the Clockwork either.
Yeah, it's not looking good for this tower. It does go down. There's the stun onto Clockwork. Battery Assault doing work against Weehaw along with the Blade Fury, but there's a Repel to take away all the magic. There's Sonic Wave on 2, and that is going to be 2 deaths as a result. Cuckoo in the meantime pursuing Saksa, who's just going to decrepify TP. Pretty frustrating to see the little support get away, but they do get 2 kills.
All right, I feel like I should never question TNC in terms of, oh, can they make it here to take this fight in time?
Always.
The answer is always yes. So, all right, they get those 2 kills. Very nice first usage of the ultimate from the Queen of Pain. I think very important for Cuckoo this game to continue that momentum for him, since he is a little bit low on the net worth chart right now. A big part of that being that they've lost all 3 of their Tier 1 towers. So a significant portion of this net worth lead that we see right now is just coming from that. And I think if you factor that out, TNC actually doing all right. There's always that discussion about once the game turns, they'll get those Tier 1s eventually. So it's gold that they'll be getting further down the line.
Yeah, 1437, still level 5. Could pick up the Tome right now if he wants, and does so, and is now level 6 as a result. That's a huge deal. Juggernaut, Blade fearing away. Weehaw does not have Dragon form, so can't find the range on the Dragon's tail. As Raven finishes up, has Phase Boots and Ring of Aquila. You like Aquila or Aquila?
I say Aquila.
You say Aquila? That's fine. That's like tequila. I'm fine with that.
But Planet Odd, I mean, looking at, not necessarily lost at this point, but pushing the Tier 2s is nowhere near as easy as pushing the Tier 1s. So they got to farm up a little bit, try and grab a couple of items. Resolution settling in for a longer game. Maybe he has his eyes on that level 25 talent. He's going to be going for the Midas here.
So yeah.
I don't think it's a bad item at all on Nature's Prophet and Odd. They don't have their mech or any other big timing just yet, but they are going to be going for a 4-man smoke. The other thing that we kind of saw in that mid-engagement or that mid-pressure from Raven is part of the reason why I think Jug is a good hero this game. It's very difficult for Planet Odd to actually punish Jug split pushing. He can pretty much always just spin TP out. There's nothing to cancel that.
Yeah, for sure. Misery, is he going to be able to get the Burrow Strike? Absolutely not. No Blink Dagger in sight for him for another 800 or so gold. Cuckoo will TP out, and the smoke ends up being wasted. Yeah, Tim's is going to TP out as well. So they do defend, but kind of a waste of smoke in the end. So Weehaw right now working towards an armlet. He'll be going Blink. I guarantee you that it's Misery telling him exactly what items to get. Because he likes to go weird items sometimes.
Yeah, I think maybe you could make some kind of a case for this being a Shadow Blade game as well, but they definitely need this to be more of the initiating Dragon Knight as opposed to the just pure damage and tanking in the middle of the team fight DK. And that's one of the nice things about this hero is that he has that versatility. If you need to just right-click, you can get an Armlet, you can get a BKB, you can get a Maelstrom, AC, but you can also be the initiator for the team, especially with a Repel layered on top of him. It's going to make him nigh on impossible to kill.
An itemization that I was thinking about bringing up because I thought it would be really good against the push is an Aghanim Scepter on Quap.
Yeah, Quap
He's
Aghanim Scepter.
Actually rushing it. I was not expecting that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's something that used to be a little bit more popular in the past, back when Quap was considered more of an early game hero and didn't really scale into the later stages. But like you're saying, it brings the cooldown of Sonic Wave down significantly, and that means that you can use it to spam D-push and give space for the Jug to continue pushing the other waves.
Yeah. Now Sam H scouting things out here. Weehaw getting healed and repelled.
Nice Cogs.
Cogs onto 2. Will they be able to set something up? 1437 does have his ultimate, but not enough mana to use it. And Weehaw's just going to walk away. But here comes Cuckoo. He's pretty balls deep, I have to admit. He gets Burrow struck, and there's the Dragon Tail as a result. Breathe fire in their faces. And TNC really wants to get aggressive, but just can't find an opening. And
Saksa from behind with the solo kill.
Saksa
tries for the TP out, not going to be successful.
And he tanks the Winter's Curse. Yeah. I think they'll take that any day of the week. It's a 1-for-1, but that is an off lane for your 5-position Pugna.
Yeah, and Resolution finishes his Midas in the meantime. He's just been farming up on this bottom side of the map, pressuring the bottom tier 2 the entire time, and just clearing out the Radiant jungle. So his game is looking pretty good. The DK ultimate not going to be used quite the way that Odd might have liked it, since they do get driven away from that tier 2 over at top, but you know, still continuing to put the pressure on.
Even those deaths, they might be worth it for TNC if they keep their
Maybe.
towers, right?
I think that conversation comes down to whether or not you favor TNC in the late game. And I'm not 100% sure that I do, or at least it's not clean cut. It's going to depend on item decisions. It's going to depend on you know, what kind of farm
It's going to depend on
get.
Winter's curse.
A lot of that, yes, as well.
Pretty big
if
spell.
they curse the Prophet and the DK kills him or something like that, or even they curse the Omni Knight and then the 2 cores kill him off, that would be absolutely huge.
I mean, Wyvern is one of those heroes. I wouldn't say he's super item dependent, but it's kind of like Phoenix in a lot of ways. When you get those like ridiculous luxury items, the hero is actually
you can win the game by yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You just refresh your orb and have a blink dagger, you're good to go. That is like
for sure.
one game essentially if you can cast it correctly. Bottom lane, Stocksun and company going to be grouping up, looking towards this tier 2 bottom, and looking at this Quap. Has the point booster right now. I believe by the time she finishes this, the tier 2 tower should be pretty much dead.
Yeah,
but I mean, don't think they're going to go high ground.
I think a big reason why we don't see this build so much anymore is that Queen of Pain, you know, with this build not getting any mana regen whatsoever, at least with the Yule Scepter build up, you know, it's become very common on the hero, and it means that you can actually use your Scream to farm a little bit. And with how popular Quap plus Crystal Maiden has become and whatnot.
Oh, Clockwork misses the hook shot initiation. It's going to end up on Treants and has very little mana to speak of at this moment. And Cuckoo, well, they're still doing a good job of defending this tower. The tower is at half health. Weehaw going to come in for another right click, getting that DOT fortification though. It's going to prevent a little bit more damage coming through.
And Weehaw not even opting to pick up the armlet, actually just rushing straight into the Blink Dagger here. He does have it up already.
All right.
No sentry down from Odd, as Tim's does have his level 6 finally. TNC sort of having to put out fires a lot, so haven't really found many opportunities to jungle and give the lanes to their supports.
I mean, that's 2 dragon forms wasted. Well, I wouldn't say wasted, but
successfully defended,
right.
I think.
Better way to put it. Put a little optimistic twist there. I like that.
Raven was trying to get some damage on this top tier 2, but actually got a big fat 0. Odd managing to keep that pushed out, so no real split push pressure coming in.
And keep in mind that Misery still doesn't even have the Blink Dagger. He'll be getting it very soon. That's going to change the complexion of this game quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely. And Planet Odd, I think their lineup this game a decent amount better than some of their previous Roshan lineups. Looking all right to maybe secure that here once they make a few more inroads onto the map.
Yeah, Tim's top lane is Vendetted up.
Yeah, Quap making her way over.
He needs a little bit of support. And yeah,
scouted, however, by Misery, I think.
Right, well, he's going to miss the Impale, and as a result, Resolution will live.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they scouted the Quap, Resolution moving
kind of the same scenario, but this time it's a Moon that's in Viz, and that is a dead Wyvern. Resolution everywhere.
And Moon also kind of ditching the mech idea and ditching this 5-man pushing strategy and also just going for a Midas. So it feels like, to me, Planet Odd have decided that they're actually way more confident about the late game here and their ability to deal with the Queen of Pain and the Juggernaut. And I think they're kind of onto something. The Clockwork's definitely going to fall off as the game goes on. He's already not had the most impressive game. And I feel like this is a little bit unusual for TNC because normally we see these last picks from them be so impactful. It's normally the Tim's hero. He normally absolutely goes off, but this time around they put Sam H on the Clockwork, and it seems like it just hasn't really been able to find those initiations and the pickoffs that TNC might have been hoping for it to find.
God, Misery top lane. He needed like 5 gold for this freaking Blink Deck. He finally will be able to purchase it. If he had it, he would be able to get the kill pretty easily.
Yeah, Courier's in use, so he's going to be walking all the way back to the fountain to grab that one.
But yeah, TNC down just, I mean, it's not a whole lot. It's like a 3K net worth lead for Planet Odd, and they've been pushing the towers, so not too bad for TNC, all things considered.
Yep, Quap only 1K gold away from picking up the Aghanim Scepter, so
all right.
That's going to be a nice little pickup there. Can use the ultimate way more liberally, just use it on a clump of treants perhaps, continue to pick up the farm that way. Resolution going to get jumped.
They might try for it. He might go for an Impale first, actually. He's going to miss, though. Tim's not what you want to see. He's going to attempt to TP out within the Sprout. Will be successful.
Bottom side, however, Sam H going to get caught. Burrow struck up.
That's rough.
And life gets drained out by Saksa.
And that's the power of Pugna. And 2 other heroes.
Misery TP straight in, activates the Shrine.
And there's a Dragon Tail onto Wyvern. A lot of burst damage coming out from Dragon Knight, and will result in another death, this time for 1437. And Resolution working towards, actually he just finishes his Maelstrom. So going for a little bit more right click.
this has been, I mean, these last two Vendetta ganks from Tim's have been somewhat uncharacteristic misses. I feel like his movement and his play so far in this entire lower bracket from TNC has been so impressive, but Resolution able to sidestep those stuns both times.
And we, as we talked about, has the Blink Dagger, finished the armlet finally, and has his sights set on a BK Bizzle, actually. So that'll be quite nice for him. And then that's when things kind of open up a lot for Dragon Knight's fight as far as itemization. Do you have anything that is would be in your quick buy for this game?
I think this is a pretty good game to maybe work towards the AC. Depending on how they want to play this, maybe he even goes back all the way for a Shadow Blade just to continue hunting and trying to find the Queen of Pain and the Jug while they're split pushing, because as discussed, TNC, well, Planet Odd, sorry, don't really have any way to deal with the Jug split push right now. He can kind of always spin TP out. They do have the Sand King stun potentially now to set things up, but you know, I feel like to a certain extent Raven can kind of play around that, just trying to spot the Sand King on the map. So I think the Shadow Blade could also be all right.
Nether Ward placed to set up for this eventual fight. A couple Nether Blasts taking the tower quite low, but TNC wants to defend, and they will do so for now as the Nether Ward is about to expire.
Yeah, Raven has queued up a Blink as his next item. I feel like whatever he goes for after that, more than likely the Diffusal, just because he doesn't want to have to play against the defensive Decrepify coming out from Saksa. But you know, he might even think about something like a Maelstrom just to help him push through these waves a little bit faster. It's also pretty good against the Dragon Knight, assuming that he's not repelled, which I don't know if that's a fair assumption. But yeah, I think that the Diffu probably good, but the Blink to me says that he definitely wants to play the split push game here.
And top lane, Nature's Prophet able to TP out in time as Juggernaut and Nyx were both pursuing him. As we have kind of a chase. It's more like a cat and mouse game, it feels like a lot when you're playing against Nature's Prophet versus Nyx.
I think one other thing to mention about this Blink for the Jug is that he needs to, he really wants it to be able to get into the back lines and kill off, say, the Pugna and maybe even the Omni Knight. If they can get a Nyx stun into the Omni Slash, they might actually be able to find a pretty solid kill there. But yeah, it is definitely a game of cat and mouse, and Tim's not being a very successful cat at the moment.
1437. What is, I feel like, I guess he should be going for something like a Glimmer Cape, I suppose. I feel like the big ticket item for him when the hero really starts to take off is the Blink Dagger. Just being able to position yourself, or like we saw last game where you can stay really far back and then initiate in without worry of dying.
I feel like this is also quite a good Force Staff game for him, just to help. It does part of the positioning that the Blink Dagger does, but you can also use it defensively to be able to get your allies out if they're in some trouble. You can use the Cold Embrace and then still move them around, that kind of a thing. Good against the Dragon Tail, good against the Burrow Strike if your teammates are facing the right direction. So there's a couple of different items that 1437 could be considering here, and I'm not actually 100% sure which one's right.
Dragon Knight runs into the Nyx Assassin. Tim's gets stunned and is just going to TP out, but the burst damage is way too much to handle.
He's a really low level. He's only level 9. He's only got 2 points in the Spiked Carapace, so the stun duration not really long enough.
We've seen almost no impact from both Nyx and Clockwork this game, which is really, really hampering TNC's gameplay right now. As Wyvern takes a little bit of damage from Dragon Knight, but...
All right, saving grace here going to be the Arcane Rune on the Queen of Pain. I think synergizing up with the...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, synergizing up with the ulti.
That is juicy. That is what we call juicy in the biz, base skip, in case you were wondering.
That's good to know, Shannon.
What do we have? 28-second cooldown on Sonic Wave. That's nice.
Yeah, pretty sick. No, cast it for every single creep
juicy.
wave. Pretty juicy,
Thank
Shannon.
you.
Cast it on every single creep wave for
I'm going to take credit for something that a lot of casters use now, is the word disgusting. I remember this vividly. TI3, I was saying it all the time. Everybody's saying it now. Yeah. Give me credit, base kid. Nobody has. Say it. Say it.
you invented disgusting.
Thank you. That's true on so many levels. That is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah. You gotta be who you are. You can't be somebody else.
You gotta
just
embrace
remember
it,
that, man.
Really, yeah. I'll keep that in mind.
Lifestyle. Tim's in the meantime. So he will be going for a Hannah Midas. It's going to be an extremely late one. But if this goes late, Nyx Assassin getting a lot of levels. He can scale decently well. Obviously, the Mana Bird's going to be great against Pugna the entire game. Netherward. Sorry, not Netherward, but Aghanim Scepter eventually. How much of an impact do you think that could potentially have in this game? I mean, it's not like one of those, you have a Pudge that can pull you out while you're burrowed. No ridiculously hard counters, I want to say. Oh, as we have a Burrow Strike, or Epicenter Burrow Strike combination. And Raven, well, ends up being a lot of damage coming out. There's a nice Sonic Wave onto 2. Blade Fury's going to finish off Misery. In the meantime, Moon is stuck inside the cogs. Does have a Repel and pop the GA, but you have to think eventually, oh, maybe not. I thought he was going to die for sure, but he's just going to walk away for now. There's the Omni Slash being used to full effect. He's getting Life Drain. No, that's somebody else actually. He used it on Cuckoo by accident. Moon Meander will finally drop to the Cuckoo right click. Zoxa taking a Shadow Strike now. The Glimmer Cape saving him.
Oh, Resolution's en route towards bottom, but Tim's already anticipating this. Can he get the stun this time around?
Yeah,
yes, he can.
Is that the first thing?
I think it is, yes.
He's going to TP out in the midst of danger, but not going to be fast enough for Resolution.
Tim's very prepared, already had the Quelling Blade, chops their way in and finishes that kill. Pretty smart by Resolution not to use the Mjolnir because it would have given the Nyx Assassin an opportunity to pop the Spike Carapace and cancel things there. So yeah, I don't even know if he was necessarily thinking about that, but nicely done by Tim's, anticipating that. I mean, TNC seem to be so smart about this part of the game. They know how the enemy team is going to think when they go for a move. They send all those heroes top. Tim's is sitting there. Well, Resolution is probably thinking that we're all top, so he's going to go push bottom, and I'm going to go one step ahead of that, TP back to the shrine, and be ready to set up that kill. So they get that bonus value and save all the damage on their tier 3 tower.
I mean, despite having all these Midases, Planet Odd is not that far ahead. It's just under 5K right now.
I'm not seeing a greater than 5K, Shannon.
Yeah, so. I was wondering. I was like, wait, is there a bug? There's no way they're not up by 5K, but in fact they aren't. Here comes the Smoke Gank. Burrow Strike applied to Queen of Pain, and that's dirty. 50 seconds on the deck, absolutely no buyback, not that she'll need it. But that means 50 seconds of no farm time, 50 seconds of not spamming that ultimate.
Yeah, well, at least Midas is on cooldown right now. And that's the one thing that we also haven't kind of talked about, really, is that this Queen of Pain went back for a hand of Midas.
Are we going to see the first 10-man Midas? Will it happen, Base Kid?
I mean, Nyx Assassin has one queued up. Which Wyvern is going to be going for that 4-staff?
No, I'm pretty sure he needs to go Midas on Wyvern.
I mean, it's a good item.
Yes, I like the analysis. Tim's just going to walk in, pops the Spike Barricades. Here comes Sam H with the initiation hook shot. Has Cogs, but he gets stunned up. Omni Slash doing a lot of damage. Soxa, though, using the Decrepify to his advantage. Blade Fury not able to finish him off. And with that, TNC might be out of gas in this fight. We'll have to wait and see. Winter's Curse was used as well. And 1437 might be the sacrificial hero for TNC. So we have an Impale here. Nyx Assassin, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Gets a nice double Impale, but again, Sand King and company will be able to finish him off quite easily, and that means, I would assume that means Roshan will be dying in favor of Planet Odd, but you never know with TNC.
Yeah, I mean, Kuka could have maybe done something a little bit crazy and blinked over here and tried to throw the Sonic Wave into the pit and steal the last.
Roshan has fallen! They brought it back.
He's down. He's gone.
Awesome.
I wish we.
They took a couple games off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
That would be helpful.
Yeah. They need to add the guy's face in the middle. They have the guy's faces on the stage. You've seen that, right?
That's true.
They step on their own faces, actually, when they walk out on the stage. It's pretty sick. Now we have a greater than signed 5K lead for Planet Odd.
Yeah. Nice fight for Planet Odd. TNC not really all together for that one. Going for the, I don't know if we can call it the classic TNC at this point, trying to fight with a man down, take advantage, or at least try and find some kind of advantage just through their team fight positioning. But I think Odd did really nicely to all retreat back towards the hill. They clustered around their nether ward. It was difficult for TNC to get in there and deal with it, and kind of ended up winning them the fight. Also, a really nice juke from Soxa. You know, Juggernaut having to give out the pursuit. Pugna, a very speedy hero, so couldn't finish the kill. But they've got the Aegis now and the Nature's Prophet. He gets the snipe on the Courier as well.
That was a plate mail. I believe that was for the Shivas.
Yep, on the Queen of Pain, looks like it should be.
All right, and the Tier 2 tower looks to be a goner in favor of Planet Odd yet again. Not as fast pushing as we may have anticipated at the start of the game, but right now they are getting the job done. We'll see if TNC can counteract this in any way.
The spam is pretty sick. That creep wave gets completely demolished. I think the Clockwork probably has the... Oh no, he's not even level 15 yet. I was about to talk about the rocket.
Oh, that was a blind hook shot?
No, there's a ward up here.
Vision.
Yeah, no, there's a ward up here.
That was, what was that?
I don't know, bit of a
was he trying to go to the the neutrals maybe? That's still not worth it without an Ags.
No.
I'm actually, we're going to count how many freaking... Is there a fight going on? Tell me if there's a fight going on. I'm going to check the items. I'm trying to find
not just yet. Tim's is scouting a little bit here. But that's about it. No.
Oh, here we go.
They're going to try for the Wyvern on mid, but Winter Wyvern just flies right out of the Sprout. I don't know what Resolution was thinking there, but they're not going to be able to grab that kill. Does get glimmered up by Saksa to help keep him safe.
I'm a little bit disappointed. There's only going to be 5 Midases. I thought for sure there was at least 6, but
I'm sure this is the most Midases this tournament. That
on the Clockwork. Oh, wow. Weehaw jumps in, trying to finish off the Wyvern. He'll do just that. And now the Tier 2 tower is what they want to take next.
Oh, that's their big spam hero. And Queen of Pain, TP actually on cooldown for 4 seconds time. So just going to be forced to sit up here and auto-attack down the tower a little bit, but Odd already up under the high ground. There is a glyph, however.
And Weehaw getting spammed here. Gets the repel applied to him. He's going to get sprouted. Just for posterity's sake, and the treants are created, and the drums are popped, and the damage is being done. Fortification by TNC will prevent a little bit of damage here. There's the jump in from Weehaw. He pops BKB. We have a buyback on the Wyvern. Tim's getting destroyed, though. No buyback for him. That's 45 seconds on the deck. 1437. Look for the Winter's Curse. It's not going to do a whole lot as far as damage is concerned. The Epicenter Burrow Strike combination. Misery getting his revenge on 1437. That's 2 dead for TNC. As the aggression continues for Planet Odd. Weehaw wants to get this mid-racks. Sonic Wave almost taking out Resolution, but not quite enough. And you have to think Weehaw and company will be able to get at least this melee racks.
Yeah. A little bit low on mana, but they still have the BKB and the Aegis on the Nature's Prophet, so...
Misery's so excited he misses a Burrow Strike. Raven, in the meantime, pops his Manta, trying to apply a little pressure to Weehaw. Raven taking... My God, he almost gets burst down just like that. Sam H on the run will live, and look at the survivability between Pugna and Omni Knight. Healing, repelling, life drain. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's very, very potent. I mean, the only thing that sends Planet Odd packing is that they just don't really have enough mana left in reserve. They did have the Guardian Greaves coming up on Moon, but they seem to be so in control of this game. They made the call to go for the Midases, feeling like they have the better late game, but as much as the Jug has shown some strength in being able to split push so far, his contribution to these team fights and the full 5-on-5s is starting to look a little bit questionable. We saw Raven run in there to try and defend the lane of racks, but he just kind of got bursted down and was forced to spin away.
Yeah. It's an uphill battle for TNC. Will their tournament lives come to an end after, I mean, they've been playing so well this tournament. Regardless of the outcome of this game, you have to respect what they've done so far.
Yeah, I think they've done really well, showing a lot of versatility, a lot of different styles, but I think that's something that you can kind of talk about from Planet Odd as well. Weehaw, nice BKB.
Weehaw gets Glimmer caped up. They're going to find Tim's in the trees, just adding insult to injury. Down goes the Nyx Assassin for 50 seconds. Cuckoo sprouted up, and he'll blink out to safety. Finishes the Shiva's guard, by the way. Nice little pickup.
The fact that there are 4 TNC heroes here that see Resolution as he sprouts up Cuckoo, but they just can't do anything about him, I think speaks volumes about the situation that they find themselves in this game.
Resolution and company amalgamating towards the top barracks. Can they push this down? 20 seconds left onto the Nyx Assassin. And here comes the Clockwork initiation. Whoa. Oh my God, it's on 3 heroes. Very nicely done. BKB popped by the Nature's Prophet, but the first to fall will be 1437. That leaves it to a 3v5. Not sure if TNC can hold.
Oh, the sustain is just too good from Odd. Look at this. Great hook shot, but just can't actually finish any of these kills.
And that's going to be, in all likelihood, top racks. And Winter's Curse was actually used that fight. Or was it? It actually might have been before that. Nyx Assassin now getting initiated on a beautiful Sonic Wave onto 3 heroes. The GA is popped from the Omni Knight. Nyx Assassin will be the second to die. And Misery getting healed up thanks to the mechanism, but the burst damage is just too much. And Raven attempting to get out, but the Burrow Strike will find him. And that is a full team-wide GG's in favor of Planet Odd. I want to see the handshakes. I want to see the handshakes, Mason!
Yep.